like a phone call. Is what I think. And whatever that means, at least the campus is decision.
I don't think you should get too overwhelmed by trying to make this app to be everything for everyone. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that.
But having a person to talk to, I think is, especially if they're physically in it.
Right. I
think that's a
right. Okay, I want to move on just to make sure we get to everybody. Hey, Nick. Oh yeah, James, what's up?
Not to commercialize this too much, but I can tell you, you know, my sister-in-law is looking for schools right now, and everything that I hear her say is she just wishes there was an app that showed Columbia College versus Yale versus Kirksville versus whatever, and then a bunch of categories that shows what you get in each category. It's like car shopping. That's why I say not to commercialize it too much. Do something with that, or just thoughts on that?
Oh, great. Thank you. I love that idea.
Yeah.
If we're going back to what Julia said when she said, I'm going to go visit a new city and I want to know about each site, well, you know, that's like a TripAdvisor. That's what I use TripAdvisor for. I'm going to go to TripAdvisor. It's going to give me the top 10 yada, yada, yada things to do. And then I get to see what people are saying about it. I get to see all the specifications of it. And on top of it, it's got a GPS location of the map. So that's what I would want if I were looking for a school, is a way to compare schools.
Good, thank you. I'll look at that.
All right, Nick, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so on those wireframes again, I was able to get the phone ratio right, but I wasn't able to, since I was doing it in Photoshop, it was kind of like a hassle to actually change the frame shapes to what you wanted them to, but I was able to get the proportions right. And then I went and did the desktop one.
Okay, so this is wireframes for project 1.
Yes.
Well, 2 things. 1, you're going to need a home page and a lower level page for both the mobile and the desktop.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Just FYI. But does anybody here have any comments about Nick's wireframes?
For context, this is for like a pizza website, Raccanelli's.
It's a website last week. I just have an issue with your presentation. Everybody seems to be okay with them. First of all, that heavy black, all it needs is to be an outline, you know? And you've got subtle alignment problems. Like I'm looking at Order Now in the fundraising box. Fundraising is slightly lower than Order Now. Photoshop makes
it's actually just slightly smaller. I couldn't get them to be the same same size with my stupid laptop trackpad.
Alt drag to copy something, and then use your alignment tool to line them up.
Yeah, I was doing that. Just my trackpad sucks, and it kept jumping around.
Well, buy a $5 mouse. That is the easiest thing to do. And then also, all of your text is a different size, and it's distorted. So you've got some squished. All you have to do, navigation menu, alt drag that and change it, put it into all the right spots, and then change it. So, I mean, these are subtle things, but it really makes it look a lot more professional. It just looks a little bit sloppy, you know?
Okay.
And you don't want to create that impression for your client, right? You want to make sure that you want it to look as organized and as clear and as professional as possible.
Yeah, okay.
Alex, were you going to say something?
Hey, I got something for you to just to stop all that and just make this easier on yourself. Go to mockflow.com and it'll do it for you.
Mockflow.com?
Yep, MOCK flow.com. Sign up. You can do one wireframe. And then you don't have to think about this anymore. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, I'll do that. All right. Thanks, dude.
That's great.
No chance to find it.
No chance. Yeah. And how do you export? Can you make multiple, or it only allows you to make one?
You got to start paying if you make more. But since you asked us for 2, I just saved it all, deleted it all, and then made another one, which isn't the right way to do. It's not the right way to do flow, because if your client came back and said they wanted something changed, I don't have it anymore. But if I was doing this as a business, I'd pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Or you could export what you did and then recreate it in Illustrator. You know, just go draw on top of it.
Right.
Okay. Nick, do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
Okay. I would speed up your process a little bit. Just because we're nearing the end of the semester.
Yeah. I've gotten like some ideas for the other projects, but I don't have any work to show you.
Okay. I'm just nudging
you.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand.
Okay. Allie and Jaleesa, should we go to Allie? Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
I don't think I really related to. I didn't know that's kind of like not sure who was ready. So, Allie. So, I made small present with my logo. And just say it well, it looks like it's a likely but how original drop down categories to show you the space of and here's that one assignment, and then I just cut this up here to next cycle. This cut is simple instead of just all of this. So I just going to do it for and this is the next one, and then the next one. First one. So it's kind of just the basics. And then the logo, and then out of the one
Oh yeah, it looks fine on my screen. Okay. Go ahead.
First of all, you have a big problem right here, which is grammatically that's wrong.
it looks like you corrected it down. So the whole idea is here comes the bride, right? And now you're trying to play a little twist on that concept. But you can't say here comes the favors. That grammatically is wrong. So grammatically it would be here comes the favor. But then you lose the context of here comes the bride. I don't know. And I'm not sure if favor means anything to me.
It's really like that's
I understand. I don't think you achieve your goal. And additionally, if you're going to have, you can have a handwritten comment, but then the next one should be pretty straightforward. So, the contrast should be quite, I think, extreme, and then also very readable. So, favors is, very just overdone. Happy with the package. I think it's cute. I'm not sure it necessarily says wedding to me, but I do think it means gift, and that's what you're trying to do is present gifts. So that's good.
Can I, but if we're talking about the logo, what if you just meant here comes the, and then you just left it with the present? You know, then it would be grammatically correct because it's kind of, everyone gives gift. It's singular as opposed to plural. And that solves your grammar issue. And then it makes it a lot less busy and more graphic. I think that all of the outlines and it looks like kids' handwriting, that typeface. And so it doesn't really work. And I would go even, and the present is fine. It's cute. It's not, it's totally fine. But I would just get rid of the favor part, especially if it's not really about favors anyway. I think you're making some good strides. The problem is you've got a Frankenstein PDF. Some pages are smaller than others, and well, if you create one document in InDesign, you just import each one. So you have your parent document that is an 8.5 by 11 document. And then, because it looks like you might have done this in Illustrator or something with, yeah. So each of these elements should be made in Illustrator. And then in InDesign, it's your professional brand, right? So it's the Alley brand. I'm presenting this to a client. They have an idea for this website, and I'm showing them, here are your wireframes, here are your, so do you remember how everybody else's was kind of like more of a professional document? So I would take a break from this for a second. Let's work on getting your InDesign template set up properly. And I'll show you how to bring in these elements. And it should be labeled. It's like lower level wireframe. Here are your phone wireframes. And then it should start with the objective and the target audience and all that. So, but you have some stuff to bring in. Well, with respect to the wireframes though, just keep them black and white. There's no need to be blue. And before you even start designing, you got a lot of alignment issues. Like some of the boxes are outlined, some of them are not outlined, some of them are aligned to the left, some are not. It would look so much cleaner if it were all like, you know, aligned perfectly. And I can show you, you know, that in Illustrator, but it's gonna make a huge amount of difference. No. Well, what you're gonna do.
I don't think you can edit, but.
So. And then you probably want to set it from your master slide where it might have your information. You know, that. And then you're going to objective. This might all be in your master page. And then on your first page, you have objective, target audience, blah, 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 all of the written types. And then you're going to set up another page. It's going to be just like add a page. If this is referencing the same master page, this will go on your second page. Okay? And you have your flow chart. And you have your third page. And you might have uses wireframes. And then you're going to bring in, you're going to create a picture box and bring in your mobile wireframes. You see how that's different? Every page is 8.5 by 11. Here you're bringing the graphics, these individual graphics that are created. But if you did it in one big Illustrator file, you can bring those in, and I think you can reference which page you want to appear in this box right here. I usually do this. I don't usually make documents in Illustrator because I'm design for something like that. So I do have to look at it. So you want to kind of create this. Since it's becoming, you don't want to. Yes, I do. No, but then I'm going to do it.
I just had never thought of that.
No,
The first time you brought it up.
it was funny. I got this camp brochure, and it was like all these camps, and it was something printable. It was a black background. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to like hand them out to my kids. And like, you guys interested in this? You guys interested in this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you really want me to use all that ink if I'm printer? Are you kidding? At home, it's a big deal. At the office, maybe not, but still, you know, it's a lot of ink. So let's keep going with this. Immediately, here comes the, I mean, it just looks like simple and more graphic. I would, if that's going to be a little bit hard to.
And what's the name of it? What is the name of it exactly? Is it called Here Comes the Present? What's that? That's not, yeah, I like the Here Comes and I like the present. I think that says it. I just don't know what you would call it.
Well, I think it would be based on your URL. Here comes the gift.com. Here comes the gift.com or whatever URL you would buy.
I think it says what it is, and you can make it repeat.
And this, I mean, I see how you're trying to evoke a feeling with this linen and the lace and everything. But remember, this is the proposal that's coming from your brand as a designer. That alludes more to this whole wedding idea. That may come into play when you mock up your interface designs, but the container for this presentation is about your brand, right? So I don't know, I would play with that technique later on. Once you get your layout figured out and you want to kind of create this sort of like, I like your idea here, but bring that in later in your interface designs. Please keep pushing. I know this is painful and outside of your comfort zone, but you're making improvements.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea a lot. It's kind of brilliant.
It is a great idea. Yeah. It is a great idea. And we want this to be a beautiful piece for your portfolio. Jaleesa, do you have stuff? Okay, let's jump over to you. We are just cruising along, honey. Jaleesa, I owe you stuff. Did you do the stuff I posted so far? It's cool. As long as you're not having, we're good. Pamela, I want to reprint your vase, your 3D printed vase.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want to take a picture of it and put it on my website and show what my cool students are doing.
Cool.
Is that, I think you sent me the STL file at one point, but I don't. It's somewhere probably, but if you could just resend it to me, I'll if you want another print of it, I'm happy to do it, but I want to get one.
I'll tell you like that. Like,
oh, no problem.
And then, what do you recommend for the base where it's all, you know, like you have to break off it? Do you like put a file or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, Miss Jaleesa. I'm going to turn off my microphone and why don't you turn yours on, because you have such a soft voice that. There you go.
Okay, where am I? Okay, so I added to the learning objective, I also added that it'll give them the opportunity to explore real bodies of water. For those who don't know, this project is a virtual reality where people they actually race each other. It's a virtual reality racing game, canoe racing game. So I did a few sketches. This will be real life. The participants will go into a room and they'll sit in fake canoes. The canoes will be built to like have plates under them that cause the canoe to rock whenever they're like turning in a certain direction to add to the stimulation. They'll be wearing these VR goggles, but it'll be similar to the Oculus, but a little bit different in that it'll have less buttons. It'll just have one button on each hand. I don't know what it's called, but like so it'll be more simpler for like younger participants. And then this is like this out in the hallway. People will be able to see through the glass windows to see the real people, and then they'll be able to look up at the screens to see what they're seeing. The top half of the screen will be the person in the front of the canoe, and then the bottom half will be the person in the back of each team. So there'll be 4 screens for each of the 4 teams. And then like in the people like for the actual game, they'll be able to make their own avatar before the game starts by pointing at the icons, and then they'll change how they look, and then push the ready sign when they're ready. They'll be able to see the other people behind the avatar screen also, but it'll be kind of opaque, but they'll be able to see the changes that the other people are making also as they make them. And that's all I have. I'll probably make this look better, obviously, but it's just like a sketch, you know.
What do you guys think? So my first question is, are the participants just in the canoes by themselves and no one else from the place is in that room with them?
There'll probably be like a worker who hands out the goggles and gives directions and stuff.
So the way it becomes communal is by those that are outside in the hall looking at the screen?
Right, they can see yeah. And also it's a team exercise. So there's 8 people in the room all together, or up to 8 people. So yeah, and there's teams of 2, so.
Can you go back kind of to the beginning so we can go look at some of your other stuff? Anybody have, keep going to the next, okay. Okay, there you go, okay.
Is that a picture of the door behind them, or is that
Yeah,
the screen behind them?
yeah, the black part's supposed to be like people in the hallway, I guess.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if that was like the screen, but then
Oh,
they're
no.
facing the opposite direction. So.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I guess we have like a
I
stick
just
figure out
said
there or
there's-
something, or maybe like, I don't know, even have like pretend the wall's not there. Maybe just have them like roped off or something. You know,
Oh.
news, so
Oh, yeah.
other people could see it.
I guess my question is, why is it important to not allow anyone else in the room?
I guess just so that, yeah, because I don't like some people are, I guess, shy. I guess because I'm shy, so I guess I want to feel like I'm actually in the world, so I wouldn't want to hear the people outside and stuff.
You could have, maybe the back could be open, because I don't know if any of you have been to the mall, like the Galleria, like at the Microsoft store, they have a VR thing, and basically it's just roped off. So like maybe the whole thing doesn't have to be roped off, but that just keeps people from interfering, but it's still pretty open where people can see what you're doing.
All right, that's a good idea.
Can you go to your next image? Okay, keep next one. Okay. Well, first of all, I think it is a cool idea. It's unique. You were very resourceful about how to communicate your idea. So that's great. I think that the previous one, the people in the canoe, I agree with everyone that I think the more interesting thing to show would be the fact that are they all looking at one screen, or are they all looking at different screens? Or really, if they're wearing an Oculus Rift, they don't need a Rift. They don't need screens. They're seeing what's in there.
Oh no, the screen is for the people who are not wearing it, the observers.
Oh, okay, the
Yeah.
observers.
Yeah.
Now, if
I mean, I could redraw this and make it a rope instead, but
Yeah,
Cool.
but so the screen, there's just one screen?
No,
Or four
there's 4 screens. They're basically be this times 4. So
That particular view, I don't know if I think it's visually confusing, the front versus the back. Like I don't know if you guys can see it well enough on the screen, but it's kind of like, I think that's visually confusing. Like,
okay.
How would they know that this is the view of the back rider versus the front rider?
I would just make it one screen. And then in that, the way that it's laid out, because, since for each person, they'll be able to see a 3D version of it because they have this thing on. But when it's shown on the screen, it can show a wider shot of the race.
Maybe a panoramic.
Yeah.
That might be good.
So if it's a
Okay.
wide screen, they can just see more of everything instead of one view.
Or even you could do like a cartoon kind of one where you show like the little boats and where they're at on the thing, and only if you have the virtual goggles on you can see what's going on.
That's
Although the screens, are they not to represent what those people are seeing?
the
Not
screens
their
are just
experience.
the experience. That's a good idea, and that is also I think maybe I can have just 2 screens, one showing the experience and flipping between the different people, and the other one showing the race, like what you guys,
That might be fun.
And so are they all in the same environment?
yeah,
Everybody's in the
Guaranteed.
same environment.
yeah.
So, and is it, is the context, like if it's like racing through the Erie Canal or whatever it is that always going to be the same, or could the museum be like, this is for the Erie Canal exhibit, or this is for the Amazon River exhibit? Could we switch?
I was thinking of having them be able to choose a track so that it'll change different locations.
That would be really cool. So the group would come in, before the group would have to decide.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind a little more explanation of what the game is per se. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And then as far as, this is like really community, but the horizontal line of the earth must always be horizontal near the tree.
Okay.
Makes me busy.
Yeah. Oh,
I would just pick because just kill the point of view of the person in the back.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in the canoe and Pamela's in front of me, but the representation on the screen of my view is not Pamela in front of me pictured, then that's kind of confusing. But if you just do the point of view of the person in the front, there's nobody, it doesn't reference any other passenger.
Plus most people are gonna be looking where they're headed.
yeah.
So it's still the front of
Yeah.
the whole.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of if you could have 2 screens, one that could toggle between the team's point of view. It'd be kind of like team 1, team 2, and then another screen showing where people are.
Yeah.
Is that Alex's idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the top view.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But I think and I don't even know, I think that you can kill the avatar concept.
Okay.
I don't really think that adds much to it. It's a solid idea. I would just clean up what you have, the drawing wise. And I didn't actually even think this drawing was that bad. I thought, and when I looked at it closer, I'm like, oh, this is kind of sloppy, but it's fine. I think you got your idea across with this. So, I think clarifying the screens, clarifying some of the language, which I haven't read all that closely yet, but just being very specific. It may be something more compelling than canoe exhibit,
Yeah, that was just kind of placeholder, but I got my inspiration from the Olympics.
I think maybe.
Yes. That's a good idea.
It was like journey through the rivers of America, or journey through the big rivers or something that is like big and grand and exciting. Like I get to go down the freaking Nanking River. What does it look like? I have no idea. Yeah, the Nile. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So that seems kind of exciting, and I think a museum that's trying to teach about that culture, about that environment, this could be a really cool
I'm
thing.
already thinking GoPro would totally sponsor it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They would totally sponsor that.
Yeah.
We looked at our GoPro video from skiing a few weeks ago. I'm like, my husband and I,
How'd you wear it?
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Well, he
Yeah.
wore it on his helmet.
Okay.
So is it super shaky or is it just exciting?
It's just like, it's just, it makes you want to puke.
Some of those GoPro movies are amazing.
Yeah, not my snowboarding, but yeah. My snowboarding is like, be one with the board, one with the board, one with the board. Engage the core.
You don't wanna
Trust the board.
fall.
I know.
Falling
I
is
know.
dangerous.
I know.
Well, we live here.
Are we good? Everybody good? I gotta record everything before I